Um, but then, uh, so we just kind of like how we met is we just kind of like went out and made out on the dance floor type vibe. And then it was like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay. And then like we ended up at her place. She was very like, want to come back to my place? I was like, oh, okay. And so that night I was like, oh, by the way, I have HSV2. And I'm having an outbreak tonight, so we can't even have sex. And at that
Yeah.
point, I was like, this is kind of exciting. It's like exciting to be like, leave you wanting more a little bit, I don't know, or leave myself wanting more. I don't know. It's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Leave some to be desired.
Yeah.
And then, it was like, basically after like, I think the next day, she basically like we hung out, or maybe like a couple days later, and she was like, okay, yeah. So I did a bunch of like kind of independent research, and I had been like, oh, like we can like have a session where we hang out and like we like do a bunch of research together, and then you can kind of be like, all right, like see how you feel about it or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Um, and she was kind of just like, yeah, I did the research myself, and I think we'll probably just never have sex. I was like, oh, okay,
Mm.
that's not usually how that goes, but okay.
Yeah.
Um, so that um, so that was kind of like, and I was kind of like, that's like totally fine.
Yeah.
Um, but it was very like, I don't really know how this is gonna play out.
Mhm.
I've never really dated someone and not be
Yeah.
able to have penetrative sex with them. And so I guess in
Right.
my head I was like, okay, well, there's like plenty of people who don't have penetrative sex who date.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so maybe I could just like actually be really fulfilled with other stuff, and that's cool. Um,
Yeah.
so and maybe not, and like that's okay too. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we'll see, because I actually really like you and you like me and we want to date. We can't do this thing and that sucks, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see if it works. And then I think kind of what happened is I actually, it's not like I got less attracted to Ray, but it's like kind of my like drive to be like physical with them
Yeah.
really like kind of, after like, after the 10th like session where it's just a handy or something, I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
wait, I'm just generally less driven to even get started on this. Like I just,
Yeah.
it's, um, and so, yeah, this was like, kind of a thing I was kind of experiencing a bit, and was like, um, last week we like talked about it because they were at the house sit place, and I was like, okay, like I finally like settled on these thoughts, because I guess like the first couple months were really like just like great and normal. Like yeah, I like still had like quite a bit of sex drive there, but it was very like, we'll see if this like, yeah, we'll see if this works. I don't know. We'll see if it's just chill and awesome. And then yeah, I think my brain maybe, okay, so like I guess like if I have a crush on someone, or basically the point I'm trying to like demonstrate right now is I feel like my brain maybe does this thing where it's like, if if like if you want something but then you realize you can't have it,
Yeah.
I'm going to just make you think you don't even want it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, uh honestly, shouts out my brain for doing that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm the
It's
same way.
yeah.
Like it's very like if I had to like make my job my life, whatever it is, I feel like I would like convince myself that that's sick.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah,
I'm such a dope baker. I'm just the best at this or whatever, you know?
yeah. And I'd be like, I love doing this. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Or like, even just like if I have a crush on someone,
Mhm.
and what I don't know is if this is an experience that everyone has. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't even really think it is. And I've kind
Mhm.
of had this experience where I read this book last year, about exactly a year ago. Um, and it was what was the book? It was called um They made a movie about it. Uh, Call Me by Your Name, right? A lot of people love this book, but I was just like, dude, it's just like a whole book. I'm like going pretty far away from my computer right now, so if you can't hear me, that's why.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
still hear
Not really.
me? Okay, give me a sec. Um, all right, I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically this whole book of just yearning, and kind of what I was saying to people was kind of just like, dude, I honestly like, I just don't relate to this. Like, I like
Yeah.
this, like 200 pages of just this guy, this teenager yearning over this college guy
Yeah.
is just like, it just doesn't hit my heartstrings because I'm just like, why is this guy yearning so bad?
Yeah.
Like, this is just such a crazy amount of yearning, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, wait, like, I mean, I guess I've yearned before, but I think once I realize something's not an option,
Yeah.
I think it's like, all right, well, my brain will just be like, do what you got to do to not yearn,
Yeah.
you
Relatively
know, like,
quicker to accept it.
yeah. Um, and so I think that's kind of like a bit of what happened was like, I don't know. It's, I mean, a combination of like, well, I'm not as sexually driven because what is going to be happening is not as exciting.
Yeah.
But then also, it's like, I also don't really, subconsciously, I don't want to want this thing
Right. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that will just leave me feeling unfulfilled.
Right.
And
Yeah.
when the information I'm being given is this will never be something that we do,
Yeah.
it's kind of like I super respect that. But then this is, so I guess I was like, at first I was like, yeah, I don't know where this is going to go. Maybe I'll just be like, this is super fulfilling and great, or maybe it won't be that. And it turns out it kind of was not that. But kind of every other part about the relationship was just amazing.
hmm
It was so good. I really, really like Ray a lot.
Yeah. hmm
Um, and yeah, so yeah, I don't know. And so basically, I give me a sec. Basically, I all of this sort of stuff I kind of said um while we were like 6 days ago or whatever at the Airbnb, or maybe 5 days ago. Or not Airbnb, the house sit place. I was kind
hmm
of like, yo, I'm kind of like, I think this is a thing that I'm experiencing. I'm definitely less driven
Yeah.
to want to do this stuff. Um,
Yeah.
and this might be why and whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that is how that went. And then yesterday, uh, I guess Friday night we had like kind of a sleepover. She like came over. Um, and then that morning she was like, okay, actually, what if this is our last sleepover? And I was like, oh, so we're talking just friends mode. She was just like, yeah. And I'm like, I get that too. I get being like, okay, well, I don't really want to date someone who's not like, yeah, it just like feels bad. Like, well, actually, I want to date someone
Yeah.
who's like into me and wants to like
Right. Yeah.
make out and do all this stuff. And I'm like, damn, yeah, I actually really wanted to do all that. And then I realized we couldn't have sex. And then I think my brain was kind of looking out for me and was like, what if you didn't want to really, what if you were less driven to do all this stuff? And,
Right. Yeah.
so then it was like, yeah, we'd like hang out. And I don't know, it was interesting because it was the first time I've ever been in like a situation where there's an unequal sex drive and I've been the one with the lower sex drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it is a weird situation to be in because it's like, yeah, you do kind of like as you'd expect thinking about, because usually it would be like women who are in that situation. Um, Not always, obviously, but it is kind of this weird like, damn, like it sucks because I'm like, I want you to feel good and I want to do these things. I'm just like not super driven to. it's like consciously I want to do it, but subconsciously I think my brain doesn't want me to want to do it. So it's just like interesting, and it's like I felt a little like, damn, I want uh you to be happy,
Yeah.
but me not wanting to do this sort of stuff is probably not gonna make you very happy. Yeah, so I don't know. And now we're just friends, and it's
Yeah.
generally like, okay, that's fine, but it is like kind of sad. And like yesterday, like, you know, it was very like, damn, we're both like pretty bummed, like a
Oh, damn.
breakup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But and then we went out yesterday night, and I like met her parents and stuff. Just funny. 'Cause it was like, damn, like we're just vibing really hard, but it's like, yeah, I guess we're just friends. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm not like I'm not like I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like upset as upset as I would be over like an actual breakup. I think partially because yeah, I think me and Ray have a very strong like friendship. Uh, like more so than the vast majority. I might even I might even say more so than anyone I've ever dated. Have a very
Yeah.
strong like base for friendship.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, well, yeah, this is kind of a breakup, but I know that like being just friends with Ray, I'm getting most of what I would get out of this relationship. And that it applies more to that here because I wasn't even getting sex out of it. It did make me think
Yeah.
more about like um it made me think more about like kind of romantic attraction or something because I
Okay.
kind of never really differentiate too much between like friends and just like people I'm dating
Yeah.
except for like the main differentiator is like the sex, I guess. But then it's weird because it's like, well, I'm actually not having sex, like penetrative sex with this person, and I'm
Yeah.
not even super driven to have sex with this person. But
Right.
I was not looking at Ray and being like, this is my just friend, like there was
Right. Yeah.
something else going on. There was something else there.
Yeah.
So that something else kind of is like feels like the thing that I'm losing, I guess, that like
Yeah.
um but that is a lot smaller than that plus the sex stuff, right? Which is like what a normal
Right.
breakup is, right?
Yeah.
So in general, I'm not even really going through it like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But it's just kind of sad. And like
Yeah.
it's also just like I think Ray is kind of sad about it. And that just like Ray actually just was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I had like a really bad week. And I think kind of why they broke up with me is because they were like, yeah, you kind of said all of like the you're not super driven to do all this stuff and basically Ray was like, I realized how much that like it affected me a lot just in terms of like, damn, things might not work out with Todd. And it made me realize that actually like it made her realize that she maybe wanted that she cared a lot more about our relationship than she had previously like known or been aware of.
Yeah.
Um and that was and then it's like, okay, wait, actually I didn't really want that. I don't really want that, and like doesn't really seem like it would work anyway. So
Yeah.
like let's just start the process of being friends instead of like,
I
So
see.
it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's like and she was even like thinking about like every single thing from your perspective, like I think if I were in your shoes, probably everything would have gone like the exact same. like
Uh-huh.
like I probably would have been like, yeah, let's try this. I don't know how it'll work and like communicated that and then like
Yeah.
maybe even it wouldn't have really worked, even though like I mean, yeah, I don't know, because Ray's like dates a lot of like women, so maybe it would have been more likely to work. But yeah, there is something about my lizard brain that's just like you want to put thing in the hole, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I can't have that, then
Yeah.
it's like something's to be desired or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's like if I can't have that indefinitely, then it's like, well, actually, what are we even doing here? Which
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Obviously, plenty of people like have very fulfilling relationships that don't involve that, but
Yeah, yeah.
that's other people.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of that situation.
Yeah.
I'm like
So,
not too
when was it again that you initially talked to her about the thing? About
6 days ago.
6 days. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, because when you said said she had a bad week, I was like,
Yeah, it was 6 days ago. So basically,
why's the
between six
timeline?
days ago and yesterday, it's like pretty
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
Which just sucks because I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing is also kind of a bummer. It's also like I'm not gonna lie, I'm part of like kind of like, damn, you really just did your own research on this. Instead, like,
Yeah.
and then like when I like heard about like kind of like the things she would say, I was just like, damn, you're like not researching this the way that I would. Or
Right.
like
Yeah.
she'd just be like, whoa, apparently you can like it can uh like 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 months ago she was like, oh yeah, I was like reading into it and stuff, and like I actually saw that you could like uh, it can like really increase your odds of um uh what's it called when you have a baby and it dies?
Miscarriage.
Miscarriage. Greatly increase your odds of miscarriage, and or like you can give if you're having an outbreak while you're giving birth, you can give HSV2 to your kid, and then like um even just a few weeks ago, it was like, yo, I just read that like apparently HSV can be spread into your eye and it can make you blind. Just like all this stuff where I'm like, dude, like, do
Yeah.
we have any sense of scale here? Like,
Right. Yeah.
like and like something to that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to figure out how many people this affects, um,
Yeah.
uh, globally. And it's like, is this HSV1 and HSV2 or just HSV2? Okay, so it's like, all right, well it's both. It's HSV1 and HSV2. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, what is the percentage of people globally who have HSV1 or HSV2 or both, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Approximations for that number, 90.
Yeah.
90% of the global population has
Right.
HSV1 or HSV2. Okay, so then I'm like, okay, let's see how many people this is expected to affect. And it's like in the United States, it's this number. It's like, okay, so let's take that number and divide it by
Yeah.
90% of the US population. And then it's like, okay, this thing that like we are currently texting about, that
Right.
maybe you're like actually kind of worried about, um, affects like, and this isn't blindness. This is just who it affects. Blindness is like the worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
So who it affects in some ways, like, I don't know, 1 in 700 people who have HSV1 or HSV2 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, like at a rate of 1 in 700, it's just like so. It's like on like it just doesn't make any of my it doesn't
Yeah.
make the cut for anything that I would be concerned about, you know?
Right.
Like I'm very like, oh, like cardiovascular health affects this number of people. I need to do this thing to prevent it. Like and that number is not like 1 in 700. It's like 1 in 3. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like in terms of like the things that I'm going to do to prevent bad health things from happening to me,
Yeah.
this like it would just never make any list, you know.
Yeah.
But and so I guess I was like, yeah, it's always good to like keep a sense of scale, like when you're and like like likelihood of something affecting you or something. I don't know while you're doing this research and stuff. But anyway, yeah.
Do
So
you
it's like
remember the
months
cube
ago she kind of
dropper?
like came to this conclusion,
We blamed Hugo for dropping
and
cubes, and then we found.
I think that's when my brain was kind of like, all right, time to like divest.
Yeah.
Time to not want this thing, not want to want this thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think the coming to that conclusion, like it's okay. I'm just like I don't know. I think maybe it was some kind of shoddy research, but you know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's hard because it's like it's hard to not seem like you have a
Exactly.
vested
Conflict of interest. It's
interest.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
conflict of
yeah.
interest.
So I was like, yo, we can like do research together. She just did the research herself. I think it was bad interest, but I'm not. I think it was bad research, but I'm not gonna be the one to go and be like,
Yeah.
no, you should reconsider. Let's actually look at these numbers.
I
Or hey, let's,
know.
it's like
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk you through it because that's bad look.
Yeah.
And I'm generally am fine with accepting this.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like it's just a shame though because it's like
Right. Yeah.
usually if my friend is trying to make a decision and
Yeah.
if I have no skin in the game, then I'm like,
Yeah.
well, then I'm critical of the research method.
Right. Yeah.
But I can't really do that.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. It was like a funny. It's a funny one. I feel like it's like yeah, this didn't work out, and honestly, I think it totally just could have been this like really fulfilling.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and also she's young, and I like, you know, I didn't want herpes when I was young. Although, like, I feel like I had like kind of like I mean, yeah, Melissa got herpes, and I was like, okay, this sucks. And then that's kind of when it's like, I feel like most people don't really pay much mind to it until they come into contact and like do research. And then I was like, okay, this is actually like not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. The shoddy research. Great.
It's tricky. Wait, what'd you say? The shoddy research? Wait, your mic cut out.
Oh, it just isn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. But side note, coincidentally, yesterday I like saw someone on Tinder who um this is like it is kind of crazy, but I saw someone on Tinder and I literally just like look at their profile and
Yeah.
I was really just like, okay, this person like I'm like this is one of the hottest people I've ever seen in my life. I'm so attracted to this person.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, dude, and I don't think I would have done this if I was like still dating someone, but she put her Instagram handle in her
Yeah.
thing. And I was literally just like, dude, I and it's like, okay, this person's just so hot. And then I'm like, and then I'm looking through and I'm like, wait a minute. She's like in pictures with people who I'm like friends with.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. And then it's like, wait, she like aggressive inline skates. Like the like basically rollerblading like 90s jet set radio like grinding stuff, right? Like that has like
Yeah.
those type of skates.
Yeah.
She's been doing that a bunch the past like few months, or like end of last year was doing it a
Uh-huh.
bunch. And I'm like, wait, this is just like
Yeah.
this is amazing. Like my Tinder bio says like it basically says like, yo, honestly, this is not a requirement, but I'm looking or like it would be sick to date someone who like we can have like a shared hobby that we are both trying to get good at or something,
Yeah.
you know, like this is like something that I really want. And I just think of like how me and Monica's relationship went and how skating at the beginning
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
Just being like, all right, oh, I want to spend time with this person. What am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to do this thing that I want to practice.
Yeah.
Is just so nice.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, wait, so like basically since I had that experience, whenever a girl's like, I'm skating, I'm like, or like I'm a skater, I'm like, that's such a awesome trait for me.
Yeah.
Just because it's a great and like it's kind of different than like being a gamer or something, because it's like it's an independent skill, you know? So it's like if it was like, oh, this person's a gamer, and then be like, oh, well, let's say they play like first person shooters, it's like, well, if we're like similar skill levels, then maybe we can play together. But if we're not, then it's not gonna feel that good. I mean, it'd be like a social thing to play with them, but I guess like with skating, it's like you get everything you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say like Yeah, it varies a lot by the game. Like Sammy and I with League, I would say is very much like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
HOTS. Um,
Yeah, kind of. Except it is a team game. I mean, it is. I
yeah,
think it being a team game makes it different. Just because it's like, I mean, skating just isn't. So you're like, I can just get as I like. It's just a solo thing that I'm doing socially with someone. So like, uh, I don't know. Like if I started playing League with someone,
yeah,
and they got way better than me quicker,
yeah,
then that could cause I could be holding them back in matchmaking or something like that, you know? Or they could be
yeah.
like, oh, I don't want to keep getting better because then like stuff like that,
I
right? Like
mean,
it being a, huh?
yeah, it's it's definitely not particular to your partner, and I've been the king of
Yeah,
my
yeah,
friends
yeah,
holding me back in
yeah,
every
yeah,
game
yeah,
ever,
yeah,
and like
right?
I
Yeah,
feel like I've definitely got the understanding where I can get better at things, what I can, like I don't think it's too much of a deterrent for me, and I think it's unrealistic to think that you'll end up with some, great team or something like that. Um, yeah,
yeah. But I guess is what I'm saying is like, there's like, I guess I think the Counter Strike that we played, let's say 4 months ago, was probably a lot more fun for everyone than the Counter Strike we played like 2 years ago or 3 years ago or whatever. And I think partially it's because like you get to have this like competitive, like
yeah,
when you're playing Counter Strike with like, I think I think you're going to have more fun when we were all in like let's get better at this mode
yeah, definitely.
versus when it was like we just don't give a shit about this or like whatever.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
what I'm saying is
Right.
that there is none of this with skating. Because
Yeah, yeah,
if you're skating with someone and they're just like, I'm literally just here to like chill and get a little better every now and then, but I don't really care.
yeah.
That's just fine. It has no impact on you.
Right, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's great. It's great. Um, but yeah. So anyway, all this happened, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a big one is just I'm like, dude, this person is like so insanely hot. And so I don't know. I'm just like, this is crazy. And so puts the Instagram handle in the thing, and I'm like, dude, I never do this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm going to go, and it was a private Instagram, so I was like, I'm literally gonna go and hit follow,
Yeah.
request,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Follow request, right? And I was like, I think this is a kind of cringe thing to do. Like, you don't match with someone, you just like go and follow them. I think it's kind of cringe.
Mm.
Um, but whatever. I'm gonna do it. And like like there have been times where I'm like, oh, I could do this, but like no, I'm not going to. But with this one, I was just like, okay, I have mutuals, and I'm really like I'm like I've never been like so into someone's just like Tinder profile where I'm like I want to date this person,
Yeah.
but like not like but like I'm like they're probably on my league, but like whatever. Um, and so I just hit the follow, and then just later in the day, follow request accepted, followed back, pictures liked. She likes a couple of my pics. And then I'm like, wait a minute, are we so back? I'm like, wait, this is insane.
Uh-huh.
And so then I'm like, well, how wait, I'm honestly like, I want to show you these messages.
Uh-huh.
Because you're you're watching a master. Here, hold up. Because you're watching a master. Okay.
I've been saying you're like the Tinder guy.
What do you mean?
You you know how to Tinder and online date. You're the master.
Um, I don't know if you actually are being sincere. Okay,
No,
so
yeah. I like there's no person that I've known that has met more people through dating apps than you, and it's not close by like a factor of
Teddy
10 or
Teddy
something.
meets people. Teddy meets people.
Teddy does meet
Okay.
people, but it's like a few every now and again. He's,
Okay.
you know, yeah, let me
First,
check it out.
let's just be like, okay, like it's just like, wait, you know what I'm saying? You
Hmm?
know what I'm saying?
Who's the person you know in a picture?
In the pictures. It was my friend Pickle, who you haven't met, and then also,
I feel like I've heard the name though. Maybe.
yeah, yeah, like this vibe, like what?
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, want our supermodel shit now? You know what I'm saying? Like this vibe. You know, like, you know what I'm saying?
I think I know what you're saying.
Okay, so this is where I'm like, you're watching a master. So yeah, we've been messaging. That's spoilers, spoilers, spoilers.
Uh-huh.
Um, okay, so this is where I just say this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Boom. And I just do this. I don't get the thumbs up from Mads. Mads would be like, "No, that's so cringe. You didn't match first." But I'm like, dude, I'm just like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm going in.
Yeah.
I just got kind of broken up with, and this person seems really cool and hot.
Yeah.
And literally,
I don't think it's
th
cringe, but
this response, I was like, "Is this a bot?" And I'm like,
yeah.
at this point, I know we have mutuals.
Right.
I'm like, it's not a bot, and like, she's in
Yeah.
pictures with people I like know.
Right, yeah.
Like, this is like you're a bot or like you're a catfish, you know?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Isn't this?
Yeah.
Um, you know, Elle, she's my homie. I love that person. I don't match much on Tinder just because it's Tinder, and I can get a little sad after a minute or so. Only because I really want to see people in more in their element. So IG is better. In person is even better. Like this is the start.
Yeah. That's crazy.
In person even better though. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, this is how this is going
Yeah.
with this like supermodel musician
Uh-huh.
skater person?
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on here?
Mm.
That's crazy. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, so we're just chatting.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is all today. This is all today. We are just chatting. She hits me with a video where she's talking. That's like barrier broken. It's also
Yeah.
like, I mean, we established really early on, like I just say like, I mean, she says in person is better, and so I say like, okay, maybe this is weird because we don't know anything about each other. But what if we went on a
Yeah.
date, right? Response?
I'd like that.
I'd
Nice.
like that.
Yeah,
Well, you forgot this though.
yeah, yeah, the smiley face.
Yeah. And so then we're just like chatting. And the problem is, I was like, dude, when are you free? And she's like, I'll let you know. I'm also free most days. That works for me. Oh, wait. So I was like, what's your availability like? I'm free most days after 5. Tuesday. Also, I just got to say, she's 30. That's
Oh,
sick.
sick. That's a big
I'm
plus.
just like, boom. That's awesome. Does
Yeah.
she look 30?
Big
No. But I mean, anyway, it's just like, wow, you're 30. That's awesome. And she actually just said like, by the way, I'm 30. I don't know how old you are. And a lot of younger guys ask me out a lot. And I was
Uh-huh.
just like, bro, I'm 30.
Yeah.
Um, um, you know, and it's anyway, so I'm like, okay, free after 5 p.m. ish. Would Tuesday work for you? And I was like, this is where I was like, wait, I used to be like, what days are you free, etc. And now I'm like, does Tuesday work?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You gotta be. And then I said, actually, I just remembered I'm going to California on Thursday, which is true. I actually completely forgot about there.
Yeah.
And I do have some Wednesday plans. I was like, I'm free like every day pretty much.
Yeah.
I almost was going to say that, and then I didn't. And then I
Yeah.
remembered, oh shit, I'm actually like, it's like basically Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is on Sunday, so it's pretty short notice.
Right.
Anyway, she said, I'm also free most days at 5 p.m., so that works for me. Given it's 10 p.m., so it's like, it might not happen this week, which is a bummer, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like to have like the momentum, you know what I mean?
Yep. No, yeah. It's
Um,
a loss if you
I have kind of a hectic week, because my parents are visiting from California. Like the SWIP swap, I'm going to California, her parents are coming up here. And I said, like, funny enough, I'm actually going down to visit my kids. And I said, like, which is like a whole story arc I'll explain on the date. And then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, wait a minute, I need to like at least say that it's a sperm donor situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, wait, I should actually at least mention that I have kids from being a sperm donor.
Right. Yeah.
And she's like, I don't mind if you have kids. I just don't want kids of my own. Right.
Nice.
And I'm like, blocked. Then I'm like, actually,
Right.
guess
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, like I'm not on birth control, etc. And I'm like, guess what?
Yeah.
Basically, everything's going great. And then we're just like chatting. And then she sends a video with talking. So then I send a voice message. And then we're doing some voice message bouncing. And it's just like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is going in a good direction. But
Yeah.
it has been like 9 hours since a response. But I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's like people are busy. She actually like yesterday there was like a big gap in messages, and then she just like messaged me. It was after
Nice.
I was like, do you want to go on a date? And then like it was like almost 12 hours later. She was like, yeah, I'd like that, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm not really
Yeah.
frightened because then all this happened. So I think she's interested.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Mhm.
basically I'm like, this is kind of great timing. I was a little like bummed about the Ray stuff.
Yeah.
I still kind of am.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wait a minute. I would have been, even if Ray and I, you know, things were going great.
Yeah.
Actually, well, I probably wouldn't slid into this person's DMs if that was the case.
Yeah.
But
True. Yeah.
but like, I'm just like, wait a minute, this person seems so.
I
don't
wanted
know,
to
I'm
ask
just like,
for clarification.
oh wait,
Yeah.
real quick other thing. One of our mutual friends
Huh?
literally messaged me.
Uh-huh.
And like sent me like a picture of this thing. It was like, dude, Gia, like I hadn't talked to this person in a while, right? And just said, dude, Gia drew this for me, and said she matched with you. I love her so much. Y'all should go out. Like, our one mutual friend is like,
Yeah.
this person that you've been talking to talked
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah. That's
and
great.
this person is like,
Wait, that's
y'all
great.
need to date.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all would be cute. I
Yeah.
think she said that somewhere.
That's great.
Dude, yeah, like y'all would be so cute. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
damn, that's crazy. So I'm like getting our mutual is like vouching for me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, which actually, Kurt, the mutual
Yeah.
is the 21-year-old I was talking about before.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
who our mutual is.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, shouts out,
Yeah,
ultimate
that's
wingman.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I'm like, whoa, we're gonna see where this goes. If we don't go on a date, that'll be fine. And I'm not, but like, it's like, I'm kind of like, yo, it's seeming like a date might be happening with just this like extremely hot person who's, I don't know, I'm just like, this is crazy. Even like the music stuff that she posted, I'm like, these are actually artists I literally like and who I've seen multiple times. You know, I'm like, wait, this is crazy. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, it's only a bit related. Is it the would following by itself be cringe, or is it the messaging? I'm thinking of like, because I feel like, I don't know if it's still a thing, but I feel like at least like earlier on, like, you know, in the earlier-ish 2010s, there was like at least like people trying to like fish for Instagram followers on Tinder or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, is that cringe?
So here's the thing is I'm like, this person, in general, in the past, I was pretty like, what can I think of? Or how do I was kind of like icked out by, um, wait, what time is it? Would I be able to
Yeah.
go? Oh, sorry, Mads was FaceTime me and I missed it.
Oh shit.
Yo, what up? That's so insane. Dude, that's so, I would feel so bad. Dude, Kurt sent me like the wrong address once and felt so bad, but that's so fucking funny. Oh my god. You already know Liam's drunk as fuck then. So funny. Um, I'm kind of like debating whether or not to go get like dessert at the store right before it closes. I might want Cliff Builder bars though for dessert. Dude, but like they're good and yummy. I might go do that. Safeway closes at 10 or 11. Okay, I think so too. All right. Talk to you soon. Good. Um, dude, Mads is like, so Liam presumably is drunk as fuck at like a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Liam sent Mads the wrong message.
Yeah.
Mads like, I'm here. And it's like, oh shit, I sent you the wrong message. Sorry, the wrong address. And then just sends the wrong address again.
No
And Mads
way.
goes to another place.
No.
And Mads is like, this is actually just funny
Yeah.
because
Oh, that's
it's
miserable.
crazy.
Yeah.
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 Doing language learning while just like running errands
Yeah.
makes something like that so not miserable to me now. It really like it
Oh,
has
yeah.
changed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just kind of like, huh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like my gas is really cheap because it's electric, and
Right, yeah.
this is I'm just having a good time, so I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, what were you gonna say though?
Oh, it was just a question that I asked about the
Oh yeah.
following.
So I think, okay, so and people fishing. Okay, so I used to kind of think like if you have your Instagram in your bio,
Yeah.
that's kind of cringe. That was
Oh, really?
what. Yeah, I thought that was cringe.
How come?
I'm like, well, people can look at your Instagram pictures. Why do you want people to follow you? Is it because you're fishing for followers? And that's in general just an unattractive trait for me. Wanting more followers on social media is just unattractive to me.
You're saying they could see your pictures because
Because it's connected to your Tinder.
is it necessarily, or do you have to set that up?
You set it up.
But then couldn't
really-
they just not know that or not have done that?
Yeah, then they'd be idiot, which is
And would they if they just download Tinder and write a bio and they're like, there are more pictures of me here? I feel like not knowing that you can connect your Instagram to your Tinder isn't.
Ooh, I just got accepted for a really nice trusted house sitters thing for a couple weeks from now. It's like this really nice spot in Belltown with a really cute dog.
Whoa,
And
nice.
like,
Whoa,
yeah, I
wait,
know.
this is so sick. When,
Yeah.
what are the dates?
I've got wait. Let me show you. I've got feedback now. So it's like,
Yeah.
I just applied to this today, already accepted. I'm like,
That's
we're
incredible.
building up the profile, baby.
Yeah.
I also I took a video of my profile because it was so bad, and I like made it better today.
Yeah.
Which like all of this stuff that I do, sorry, I'm like beating the dead horse on this. all this little productive stuff, like, oh, actually I need to like update my profile. I need to get on my computer, update my profile, and find a new house sit maybe so I can have one on the books or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, like whatever. It's just all stuff that I would have done during work hours. This is shit that I would do during work hours.
Yeah, yeah.
But when we're retired, we're not gonna have any work hours.
Yeah.
And I would never do this sort of shit on the weekend. Sit down on my computer and do all these like little tasks. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
But I did it today because
Yeah.
I'm just burning hella calories while I do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm at my computer. What do I need to do?
Yeah, yeah.
It's awesome. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, am I still sharing my screen?
Um,
No.
see
Let me
it.
share.
Busted house sitters.
I should just accept it right now. Inbox. Actually, I'll show it to you and then accept it.
24.
Like literally, it's like, boom. Okay, so it's literally 22nd through the 24th.
Yeah.
Look at the view.
Yeah.
It's just like this vibe, this
Oh.
type of like, oh, luxury apartment,
Yeah.
little. I mean, that's
Your old
cursed to
dog.
have your desk at the bedroom, but you can't have an extra, you know.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
oh, see,
Mm-hmm.
such a cute dog. Oh, and like overlooking, like you can see like the water, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm in. And there were no applicants, and it's for like
Yeah.
dates that work really soon. I'm really like,
Yeah.
what I do now is I'm like, all right, I'm going for maximizing feedback, minimizing work. So I just go sort by duration, tiny duration. And I'm like, all these
Yeah.
are 3-day sits,
Yeah. That makes sense.
and they're all in Seattle. For this one, I'm like, I will like be like coming home and like working out and stuff. That was because when I was at this other one, it was hard to not feel like I'm like kind of on vacation in some way. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, actually, I need to not do that. If they have
Yeah.
snacks, I'm not going to eat them. If they, you know, like whatever, like I want this,
Yeah.
this needs to be like, I'm living my life
Yeah.
and nothing is different. I'm going and spending 2.5 hours at home doing cardio, doing the shit I gotta do. I'll do that every day, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna click this button right now.
Mm.
Boom.
Yeah.
Agree to sit. And like I thought he was gonna accept me because it's like you've got no other things, and now I have a good profile.
Yeah.
Come on, my profile has some good feedback. Look, boom. I don't know if this is a great first picture,
Yeah.
but I at least look happy. And then it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Uh-huh.
Hey, this is a different hike. It's not actually. I just changed my outfit. I'm gaming the system. It's me with a cat. Me with some children. I'm good with children too. Look how sunburnt I am here. Crazy. I should like correct
Yeah.
that or something. But anyway. Boom.
Yeah.
Great feedback.
Mhm.
I'm just in. I'm so in.
Yeah.
And I really just did it. I wasn't like, I'm gonna wait until I'm like unemployed. I'm like, no, this is gonna take time.
Yeah.
It's gonna take time to build up feedback.
Yeah.
And I want to be in a state where I get this place Airbnb-able and I go, time to make some money.
Mhm.
It's time.
Yeah. Is there any like, so like you have you considered also or like Wagon Rover or something like that?
I have a little bit. The main reason, I think the thing, so yeah, I think I would consider doing those. It's just like, this seems pretty easy to get started. I think
Yeah.
Rover maybe has some sort of like
Mm.
certification or like, I don't know, whatever.
see.
I don't know,
Yeah.
like stuff like that.
Sammy would know a lot about it. She's done
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
done overnight sits
Um,
and stuff.
And I could see myself doing that, but just being really picky. Like,
Yeah.
I also think that like no money involved makes it like, I mean, the people will
Yeah.
say, like this person says, don't leave him alone for more than 6 hours straight. And I'm like, actually, I can just do that. That's fine. But some people are like, shouldn't be alone for more than 3 hours straight. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that I'm not gonna do. Like,
Right.
I
Yeah.
won't even apply to that sit. That's just terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but especially if I'm like traveling.
Yeah.
Even 6 hours while traveling would be a little tough.
Yeah.
And for this one, I'm like, well, I think I'm gonna go out one of these nights at least. But like, I could just
Yeah.
go out at 10, go out at 9, get back at, go out at 10, get back at 3. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dog needs 3 walks throughout the day, and I'm like, actually, that's just Spanish lessons. It's like it does. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but getting paid for it would be kind of sick.
Yeah.
It's just I think that like I don't know. Maybe part of me is also like I think the houses might be nicer on
Yeah.
trusted house sitters.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think the people will generally be chiller, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
It's interesting because it feels like you know it would be a budget option for people with like seems like people with money are going to use the one that you pay for. But
Yeah, and there's certainly some budget. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I guess it's like the people I think will be chiller. And like they're people what am I thinking? Oh, also I might switch to like phone and AirPods so I can go to the store.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, wait, I'm gonna make that switch right now. Give me a sec.
I've been thinking about like I'm probably gonna like buy tofu. I might make tofu part of my like. I just love
Part
tofu.
of your expenses. All right, wait, give me a sec.
Yeah. Yo.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ooh. Wait, have you looked at my Instagram story?
No, I should check it out.
Check it out. I think it'll still be up. Actually, it might not be.
I think I missed.
It's just like pictures of my car with
Oh
a bunch
yeah.
of. Did I show you that? Wait, I think I maybe took a screenshot. I knew a screenshot on Facebook. It's so just like
Yeah.
dude, this so
Fucking car time. Oh. Car.
Isn't this just so sick?
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna go drive that car to the store right now. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna love every second of it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm loving driving this car so much that
Uh-huh.
I'm like, Mads, it might be worth it to like for you to just hold off getting another car
Uh-huh.
because I could just drive my car.
Yeah. And Mads
And
can use the leaf.
yeah. And then I'm like, I don't know. It's like this is it.
Yeah.
But then also it's like if I'm doing like I can run errands with the leaf and stuff. And it just needed to
Yeah.
coordinate with Mads and be like,
Yeah.
um to be like, yo, like do you not need to use the leaf?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then it's insured, which would so
Yeah.
seems like that's the route we should go actually. Mine's like kind of down.
Thick. Thick. That's great. New car. fancy stuff.
I like the. Whoa, there's a Jeep parked behind me. That's so crazy. I've never seen a Jeep parked on this block, and now my car is kind of like a Jeep. Dude, I'm in the.
Yeah.
I'm so. I'm like, whatever day you're going into the office
Yeah.
this week,
Yeah.
if you are, I am.
Uh-huh.
I am there because you just need to see this car. Should I
Yeah.
show and tell it?
That's a good question. Maybe. Fucking car.
It's hard because I don't actually have a picture of me with the
Yeah.
like, really cute car, but with someone
Yeah.
standing next to it, it's like, oh, it's tiny, and
Yeah.
that makes it so sick.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I don't really have a picture of me standing I think the car looks really sick in that the story, but I can't like show that.
Yeah.
Show and tell.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just
Yeah.
driving this car right now.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I
Just
love it
driving this
so
car
much.
right now. Yeah. As for days this week, so you're out Thursday and Friday, right? Because aren't you going to California or something?
Um, I'm out Thursday, not Friday.
Oh.
Oh, so I suppose I could drive this car to work on Thursday actually, and then park it at your house.
Yeah. So worst case, I could see it Thursday.
Yeah, which is, I mean, fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just so
Alternatively,
sick.
yeah.
I could also give you a ride home in it.
Oh yeah, if I like went to the office Thursday,
Yeah.
that's an idea. That's an idea. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I might. Well. So one thing I want to ask is or well, remind you about if you have any interest. Although it sounds like you might be going on a date, but Tuesday is the Annika's thing, Annika.
Oh yeah.
But like it's obviously not urgent or anything, but
Yeah.
actually Nazrin will be going, which I'm pretty excited about. I haven't hung out with Nazrin in a minute.
Nice.
Fucking little spider, get out of here. But what else? Yeah, I haven't like talked to Nazrin about this at all, but hypothetically, if I would say her place Tuesday, then I'd go to office Wednesday.
Oh, I see.
But I don't know if that's likely at all.
Yeah. I also like. Yeah, I don't think I'm like. I probably won't be coming Tuesday,
You won't be
even
going to
if
the
I'm not. Right.
Oh, you probably won't be going to the thing. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. The StarCraft has been so goddamn fun. Like I just have to like refrain from doing more. You know? Also, I don't know if you saw in the Discord, but Vincent said that he'd be down to join in StarCraft. Are you still there?
Wait, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I think that was like a Wi-Fi thing, but I think the reception in Safeway is pretty bad. So,
Oh, I see.
but we'll see. We'll see if it does
Yeah.
a little better.
What I was saying though is that Vincent just like messaged in the Discord and was like, "Yo, y'all playing StarCraft?" Like I played a bit a long time ago, and he said he'd be down to join when we play. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
sick.
Damn, that's kind of sick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd be really interested if you could like understand the like. S there's like a lot of uniquely like parts of StarCraft. It feels like being good at Vim or something.
Oh,
Or like
interesting.
Mason's made an analogy to like it, feels like when you're like really like things are going really well while coding or something. But like not really the
Yeah,
way you're
yeah, yeah.
thinking about it, but just like the way that like, there aren't a lot of games that tell you your APM and
Mhm.
will just constantly update you. Like the number of like clicks and keystrokes that you do is just so many. And it
Yeah,
feels really cool. Yeah.
yeah. That's kind of. I feel like, um, yeah, like kind of tracking like APM even, and just like seeing that like improve over time, which
Yeah.
it just like at first I'm sure just does a ton, right?
Oh
Because
yeah.
like, I mean, when you're like just getting like muscle memory on something, it's like
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam. And you're just like thinking about it faster. It's like learning a language, It's like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah. I
it's
mean,
like things are clicking more.
when we first played, Mason's APM was around 20, and last time we played, it was like in the 70s.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was
Like
a
learning to
lot more
type or something,
actions. Yes, yeah, yeah, very much like
Yeah.
learning to type, but everything's like a meaningful command, and it's just such a unique like. I'm trying to think of like, I don't know. It's hard to think of an analogy of something that's so um requires such high focus for such a long duration, and I think there just is nothing. uh, Nothing
Yeah.
else I can think of at all that it's hard to even like map it on to anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Extremely fun, and very like satisfying. And what's weird is like so I used to say that it's so like isolating, but I actually think that's just like kind of a product of solo queuing it on ladder. I think it's way not that if you're playing with people you know, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's like where I think it could be fun because like playing with people in like a more casual setting will like you'll be increasing your APM or whatever.
Right.
Like you're like still like thinking.
Yeah.
Um and like but it's kind of like grinding tech is like fun but also kind of isolating. And you don't want
Yeah.
to just sit there and grind like melee tech all day.
Yeah.
It's just like not compelling and fun to do that. But
Yeah.
if you're like, oh, like I'm playing with people, then you can get like driven to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
You can get like driven
Yeah.
to like be like, all right, I'm gonna grind this tech or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And there can be ways I'm finding to like, if I'm doing exceptionally well,
Yeah.
like I can just choose to not attack and like give you more time to like build up your army and stuff. Or if you're,
Yeah.
like, for the first long time, your goal is just to like max out your army and economy as fast as possible, and that's something that
Mm,
you can do entirely alone, or you could do it in a 1v1 setting, and then you can also have the experience of like, okay, I'll send a little bit of like this at you while you're trying to do that. And now you need to be like juggling, like staving off this thing that I threw at you while you're trying to still do the thing,
yeah.
Yeah, which is fun. It's cool.
Oh wait, can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, StarCraft. Also, so is Star Party really doing any? Is that would you be doing any StarCrafty stuff playing Star Party or no?
Yeah. Yeah. Like all the mini games are like, it's all like top down. You're controlling a unit and moving it around. It's, not really all that StarCrafty, but
Yeah.
um, it's still fun. Like they're
Like,
fun
would
mini
it
games.
help to increase your APM over time? Not like would it be the most effective way, but
I don't think it would at all.
okay. Yeah.
Just in that, like, I mean, I guess it gives you like a little bit of controlling a single unit, but it's like
Yeah.
you're kind of not doing that for a long time anyway. In
So
the
at first, is your APM bottlenecked by like thinking of what to do?
It's a combination. Yeah, it's partially not knowing or yeah, not remembering what to do and also not having like your hands know how to do it. So you're like, okay, I need
I
to
see. I
build
see.
a
Yeah.
worker. Okay, how do I do that? Okay, I need to hit this key to
Yeah.
select my buildings and but you also end up in like weird states and that is something you improve a lot of too. So for instance, like control groups are like, think of it like a folder, and you can put any amount of units or buildings into a given control group. And
Yeah.
so, and generally those are your number keys. So like I can add, certain buildings to my 4 key. And so, shift 4 is add this thing to the 4 group. And hitting 4
Mhm.
selects everything in the 4 group.
Yeah.
So, you know, you might be like, okay, I like to have all of my like bases on 6. The command center's on 6. And so I hit
Hmm.
6 and then I want to build builders and I do that. But there's a couple things. One, just like you might fuck up at some point and accidentally add some other shit to 6 and you're like, oh, now I got to get that out of there and that's going to take APM and you've got to like think about, oh, how am I going to do that? And then
Yeah.
you've got to remember to do that. But also there's a lot of like there's a lot of like builders are like you want to be building builders nonstop. And so that's part of you call it your macro cycle where you like, all right, every 20 seconds or something, do a round of creating builders, do a round of creating units from these buildings, a round of doing units from these buildings, and like you do that for all your types of buildings, of which there are 4 if you include and it's like part of it is like it becomes you get kind of like, okay, this is a cycle and this is how I do it, and that gets way faster, which improves your APM. But
Yeah.
remembering to do a macro cycle and what you need to do for it is something that like takes forever to get good at. And yeah. So, like shit's just going wrong all the time. Oh, you gotta watch that day 9 video. It's so good.
Mm.
Yeah. Highly recommend. Like 10 minutes. Um
Only 10 minutes. I can watch it. I can watch
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
First I'm gonna microwave this thing.
This video is also it's just about StarCraft and you don't actually see any StarCraft gameplay at all. It doesn't teach you anything about the game. It just kind of a high level like why it's sick and I don't know stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, or like misconceptions about it too. Yeah, he's specifically talking about Brood War, but it applies to StarCraft 2 as well. Brood War, I think, would just be overwhelming. That's why I'm like not delving into that. Do I think it's like a long-term, possibly better game? Maybe, but I think it's just overwhelming
Hmm.
for most
Just
people.
maybe. I feel like I just like my intuition is like, well, there's probably a reason why everyone still plays it.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Oh
expect.
wait, I'm gonna switch to computer.
Oh yeah.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me make sure I can hear you through my headphones. Settings. Okay, there we go. I'm switching my headphones so I can easily watch the video. Want to send me the
Yeah.
link again?
Yeah. Do you want to? We could do the group watch thing if you want.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Happy to watch this again. Day 9's great. You won't be seeing much of him, but he is kind of a legend. Guy for like. Cameron loved Day 9, and so does Day. I put it in the chat in the video call. If you want to start up the activity.
YouTube.com. Oh, I see. So, I mean, wait, so we're gonna do this in Discord or with like a party watch or something?
Just in Discord, I think would be fine.
What do you
Like,
start?
yeah. God, and I wish so bad we had watched the oversimplified. Remember we watched the
Yeah.
Napoleon one.
Mhm.
I wish we'd watched the Punic War one because I actually think that parts of that are like, even the Napoleon one, I'm like aspects of it are like, it's amazing how well StarCraft rewards certain like tactical efforts that are just straight up like the same thing that work in real
Yeah.
battles.
Yeah.
And not like the game like, artificially, it's not like you get a flanking bonus or anything like that. It just like makes sense that you have like more surface area going if you're attacking from
Yeah.
both sides and your units aren't getting stuck behind each other.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that at one point. I was like, wait, would Napoleon have just been like goaded at StarCraft?
Yeah, but you didn't
Like,
see like the Punic Wars one. I want to watch that with you so bad. It's like it's so good. I think it's
Yeah.
like such an amazingly good pair of videos. It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. How do you? Oh wait, activity. Start an activity. Watch together YouTube.
In
This shit's been busted in the past, but
What we were about to embark upon is a rant in the
did it
defense
start for you?